You know how I usually like to do it, man. We're in this spot. It sucks. What are we doing to move forward? What are we doing? There's no way I can draft Cam Ward tomorrow. I can't get Shedeur Sanders to walk into the stadium today. What are we going to do moving forward for the Cleveland Browns? And yesterday, I sent a list out that quite a lot of people obviously found interesting about the available quarterbacks. And I just strictly did free agents, guys that are not under contract at this moment for next year. I didn't put Sam Darnold on the list. I think you watched last night. He ain't going anywhere. But I put a list out, and a lot of people had a lot of comments on the list that I put out. I want to run through it as far as those options go. We'll sprinkle in some of the other ones. Kirk Cousins gets a win last night. God, are the Raiders bad? And man, do the Bears suck. Holy God. They need to get Mike Vrabel there ASAP, but we'll go around the league coming up. I'm moving forward here, all right? There's no point complaining anymore about the contracts or Jameis. What are the Browns going to do move forward? We got a very interesting 2 for Tuesday that we'll get to coming up. We'll dive into college as well. Bowl season broken. Marshall pulls out of a bowl game because they don't have enough guys to be able to go play. Transfer portal is on, and what Belichick has going on down there at Chapel Hill. We'll get to that. We got the bracket. I even sent out, Ryan, you and I will fill it out together. Best holiday movie. I feel like we can do that. If anybody's got any suggestions, drop in the YouTube chat. We'll get them up on Twitter as well this morning. We got the grid. We'll get to time up. We got the morning update. We'll do our picks from last weekend. We got it all on a 2 for Tuesday right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. So happy to have you alongside on a sunny. Need the sun, man. Just feels good. Just warms up.
Look at my face. I apologize for the viewers. It's
Try to put that other.
face.
Can you? Is that thing tall enough if you moved it over to that window pane?
Oh,
Ryan, where Ryan sits, like there's a door. One of the doors is just right.
You might have cooked.
Try it. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a solution-oriented guy.
I think it looked
Ryan.
better when the sun is blocking my face.
Yeah, just do that. And you're sitting there like this the whole time on the show.
My
You ever go to a game? And baseball usually, I mean, football can happen. Baseball, but where you're sitting, you get done, and just one half of your face is sunburnt because where you were sitting, the sun was just beating on one side of your face. Been there before. Appreciate you with us this morning on Twitter at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow there. Presented by our great friends at Fairway Ford, fairwayfordohio.com. Check out all their great vehicles. We're up on Twitter X. We're also on Instagram. Check us out on Twitch and, of course, the YouTube channel right there at Big Play. So yesterday, we got into this discussion yesterday but even before Kevin Stefanski didn't announce a starter for Sunday's game, the idea is starting Dorian Thompson-Robinson or what the Browns are going to do for the quarterback situation moving forward. And trust me, I would love the quick fix. I'd love to be able to draft a guy. I'm all in on the Browns taking a quarterback somewhere in the draft coming up in the spring. I need something to have some hope. I need, the path out of this hell has always been and forever will be finding a quarterback. Right? And I'm not saying, okay, you watch what the Bears are doing. You're like, all right, but at least they believe Caleb Williams can be good one day. But you see what Bo Nix has done. You see what even Bryce Young has started to turn there in Carolina. I need something. There's no path out of this until you find a quarterback. And I would like it to be right now, but if it's not going to be, then you're going to have to go find this bridge option. And I can't tell you of the 175 tweets I got on this, not even including quote retweets. How many bridge to what? Somebody they go, I'd rather watch the 480 bridge throw passes on Sunday.
Well, I think
that's
an interesting topic because what we talk about with the Browns is, are they quarterback away, right? Are they or not? Are the Browns good enough to where you get a competent quarterback, they become real competitors for the Super Bowl, obviously. That's going to debate what the Browns should do, really, because, right. I mean, if you go into next season, right, and you think that you can find a guy or even just a bridge for 1 year, which I don't even know, like you said, bridge to what? That's my point of when you discuss of this full rebuild of trading Myles Garrett, because if there really is a way to fix this next year, relatively, then I would understand holding on to these pieces. But if this is something you're looking at where you're going to have to truly wait 2-3 years to get a guy that is good enough to do this, well, by the time that happens, Myles Garrett's going to be old.
I agree.
Nick Chubb is, unfortunately, it might already be done.
Yeah.
And you're losing your whole offensive line. Like,
Life's all about timing.
It is.
NFL is all about timing. And there are, again, some anomaly examples of teams that have found quarterbacks and they just keep chugging along. It doesn't matter who plays with Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't matter. They cut Clyde Edwards-Helaire yesterday. Why? They found Isaiah Pacheco. Kareem Hunt's running well for them. So it's like that. It's getting back to the key area of football. And it's one of the sayings on our show that we still never got on our show t-shirt. You don't have a quarterback, you're pissing into the wind. If you don't have a quarterback, you're wasting your time in the NFL. And it's a chicken or the egg of how much you're trying to go search. Because the thing is, you could have a 5-star prospect, and this guy is a not miss kind of guy, and he's perfect, all right? You take him out of the draft. Ooh, swoop him on up. Well, he could suck. He could get hurt. You could find a guy in the 5th round. You could find a guy somewhere else. Find somebody, though.
You're going to love this comment from Jeffrey.
Please. Jeff.
He said, I really like Joe Milton.
I did like Joe Milton coming out of the draft,
I knew that would hit you where you
You knew I liked Joe Milton coming out of Tennessee. You knew I did. He's back up in New England, is he not?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I didn't put... all the backups on this list. So I do want to run through the list in here in a minute.
I forgot about Joe Milton.
Oh, dude, big, strong, everything. Drunk. I'm drunk on some Joe Milton. I love Joe Milton coming out. And, okay, this is a weird conversation, but follow me for a second. There is a parallel universe that Josh Rosen became Patrick Mahomes. There's a parallel universe that Lamar Jackson was bad.
Oh, I always say there's a parallel universe where Jameis Winston is the greatest quarterback to ever touch the field.
Exactly. And it's about fit and scheme and all. That's the thing. People get so hung up that there's only one way to solve this problem. The problem is find a quarterback. That is the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate puzzle to be solved in the NFL. You can skin that cat 1,000 different ways, man. You could find somebody late, find somebody early, this body type, this accuracy. There's 1,000 different ways to do it. You want to know what? I don't care how they do it. I don't care what the guy looks like. I don't care where he went to college. I don't care his style. Just find somebody that works. Now, off of that, any NFL general manager would sit there and say, all right, well, when you do a quick look here at the elite quarterbacks, they're 6'2" or bigger. They have this stats out of college. They do this really well. There is a blueprint of what you think a good NFL quarterback should look like.
Normal-sized hands.
Ken Pickett, yes, all of that is an important factor on that. It's funny. They played the clip last night of Sam Darnold at his pro day.
I missed that. I saw people tweeting that they showed that.
So they, obviously every game that they talk about Sam Darnold, they sit in these production meetings and they always talk about, it's funny because who do they bring up? Baker Mayfield, and Troy Aikman was taking shots at Baker and he texted him during the broadcast. But anyway, so they show that clip of Sam Darnold at his pro day at USC. I remember that day vividly. The Browns were there. The Haslams were there. They were sitting in the stands at USC's practice field talking to Sam Darnold's parents. Hugh Jackson on the field. Then it starts to rain. And everybody goes, maybe we should go inside. Sam Darnold's like, I'll throw. And he threw out in the rain. And there's a clip of him hugging Hugh Jackson. And I lost $5 to my dad because I swore that Sam Darnold was going to be the pick. Tony Grossi retweeted me yesterday. He goes, I thought the same thing. We all thought it was going to be Darnold. Now, Baker had a really good career with the Cleveland Browns, played well. Darnold's had the resurgence, and look where Baker's at now. It all kind of works out. But that's back to the same conversation. There's a world that you would have taken Sam Darnold, he would have been really good. Like, there's so many different ways that the Browns can approach this of what they're going to do at quarterback. And we'll talk about this weekend because it sounds like DTR is going to get the start. But I want to go to my tweet. So here it is. Browns bridge quarterback options. These are strictly the free agents, okay? Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Justin Fields, Jacoby Brissett, Andy Dalton, and Mac Jones. That's not the whole list. I didn't put Darnold on there because I don't think he's leaving Minnesota. That's a little cherry-picked list. Carson Wentz, if you wanted to add him to that. Those are all guys that at this moment do not have a contract for next season. Anybody? Here's
no
what
there really.
Anybody move the needle? I got that tweet a couple of times. I'm in on Justin Fields. I was in on Justin Fields. I still kind of am. All right. That is a bridge with some hope. All the rest of those guys are strictly bridge to the next guy. At least Justin Fields, and people will be screaming at me about his time in Chicago or even his time in Pittsburgh, telling me there is no hope. But you go get Justin Fields. I again, sometimes just like an epiphany hits you. I'm feeling Andy Dalton and Justin Fields. What if you brought both of those guys in here to basically replace Jameis and DTR? I don't know why. That's speaking to me for some reason. We know Watson's going to be here. We know that they'll say he can compete. I would truly listen to an Andy Dalton, Justin Fields quarterback room for the Cleveland Browns next year. Is that great? No. Is that going to make me go buy jerseys? No. Is it probably going to be a long season next year? Sure. But I like that more than I like Jameis and DTR.
If you're committed to bringing back Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry regardless, but if you're committed to bringing back Kevin Stefanski and next year your options are limited, there probably realistically isn't a playoff ceiling. I would love if that's
sure.
possible, but just looking at the optics, it's unlikely. I would then go to Kevin Stefanski and let's see if you're going to have restored faith in him. Let him choose who he wants for a year.
No, that's an important part.
I think that's the best option that the Browns can do.
Who fits his system. And I would say probably on the whole, Justin Fields does not fit what Kevin Stefanski wants to run. I get it. The easy answer everybody would scream is what? Kirk Cousins. Okay,
and wouldn't you unequivocally want that answer? Not that you would get an unequivocal answer on Kevin Stefanski, but you go into next year with no expectations. It's almost like a wild card season. You let Kevin Stefanski pick who he wants at quarterback to run his offense he wants. And if it works, well then you keep him there.
Well, and then you also prove the point that Stefanski knows what he's doing, and at least you can set that to bed. And at least you can rest that to bed.
It's crazy that he has to do that again.
Yeah, but I would say again, for a lot of coaches, it is a year-by-year thing, and you got to reprove yourself. Again, he could go and sit there and point, look at my 2 coach of the year things and all that. But if you did find a quarterback that runs his system, which again, everybody points to Kirk Cousins because their time in Minnesota, then you would just know you could scratch that off the list. And I'm not saying that wouldn't stop people from bitching about Kevin Stefanski because they're going to no matter what. But at least you could try something a little bit different. Try it a little bit different. So off of that list, that's just kind of where I'm sitting. That gets to our first 2 for Tuesday this morning. The starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, Week 1, 2025. Is that guy on the roster or not? So you're on the roster, guys. Jameis, Watson, DTR. When the Browns go there Week 1, whoever it is that they play, are they going to have their guy on the roster? Is he already here on the team? Or is it one of these guys off of the list that I just ran through, potential trade, anything like that? Now, the thing is about that question, Ryan, I want people to answer it, not necessarily what they want. What do you think? What do you think the Cleveland Browns are going to do? Because I got to tell you, I think there is a slam dunk answer on this. It's frankly what I want, and I think it's what they're going to do. That guy's not on this roster. It's only taken a month for me to almost basically flip on Jameis Winston. He's a nice guy. We love what we do with him here at Big Play. You know exactly what he is. I don't know if I can sign back up for that. I don't know if I could do that again. And I love Dorian Thompson-Robinson coming out of the draft. I will give him these 3 games to start. That's fine. I also think, don't worry about what we'll find our backup for that. If I'm a starter first, I'll find a backup at some other point. The question is, does Dorian Thompson-Robinson and a capable starting quarterback for you? We will find out. The meter is pointing towards no. Give him in 3 games. We'll see how that goes. I don't think they're on the roster. And the shakeup that eventually is going to have to happen with the Browns. You're right. I don't think it's going to be Stefanski and Barry. Could it be Paul DePodesta?
Would we even know? Would we even know?
He would just fade off to the abyss. I just mental note that the DePodesta thing. Because I don't know, man. How are you going to get rid of him, though, when he brought in Barry and Stefanski? If you're in on Stefanski, you brought him here. I don't know. I'm watching that DePodesta thing this offseason. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. But you got to do some sort of shakeup. You cannot go 3-14 or 4-13 or whatever you're going to finish this season at and not do something drastic. I think the drastic thing to do is to completely shake up that quarterback room outside of Deshaun Watson. There's nothing you can do about Deshaun Watson. He's going to be here. They're going to have to give him the money. But I think your change... Oh, shoot, I clicked the wrong answer.
Wow.
Damn it, I clicked the wrong answer. Do you believe that quarterback is on the roster for the Cleveland Browns right now? I do not. I do not. I think the shakeup is going to have to be for as little as you might put faith into Dalton or Fields or whoever else you bring in. I think you're just going to have to accept that for what it is. And is that, again, it's like the ultimate question of like, is that enough to like reignite that fire? I think about Browns fandom. It's dying. Anybody ever been camping before? You go to sleep, you wake up, somebody didn't stock the fire, and it's now it's still there. The embers are there, but you got to reignite it. That's when usually somebody goes grabbing the gas can, but that's usually not a good idea. You need something to get these people back going. Andy Dalton doesn't do that. Justin Fields not going to do that for you, but it gives me something. It gives me a little something to sink my teeth into for next season. And that's all at this point that I need. On the ultimate goal of, finding your guy, and that's, again, why I kind of want Justin Fields. Of all the guys on the list, not a good list, the only one that has real potential of being a starting quarterback for you for 7 years and taking you to the playoffs for multiple years is Justin Fields. You're going to laugh and tell me, snowball's chance in hell. Completely understand that. But it's a better chance than Marcus Mariota. It's a better chance than... Well, Mac Jones, I guess, maybe. I don't know. That's kind of why I think, and then I'm discrediting that I want them to go draft somebody. Imagine a room where they do get Dalton and Fields, and then they still go draft somebody. I'll take it. I'd take that. And that's under the guise maybe of what Ryan is saying. You tell Deshaun Watson just to go home. He's on the roster. And I do wonder a lot if the pressure will eventually mount that the Browns just do actually post June 1 cut him and just take it now. And I know they probably won't, but the rise of the fans on how they feel about that. I saw a clip from Ken Carman. Ken was so right on. He goes, 9 times out of 10, I would tell the Browns, don't ever listen to the fans. This might be that 1 out of 10 times that they need to listen and go, nobody wants this guy here anymore. He didn't want to be here. And you're just going to have to deal with that. We'll cross that bridge later. But they need that shakeup bad in that quarterback room. Again, not a lot of great options, but here we are. Ryan, cast your vote. Do you think the Browns starting quarterback week 1, 2025 is currently on the roster?
No, I don't believe they're on the roster.
Good.
I wish that there was a scenario where you could keep Jameis Winston as the backup. I don't know how that's going to work in terms of contract. You're not going to pay him another $10 million, whatever it is, probably to just knowing he's going to be riding the bench. I mean, even though you did it this year, but again, now you know for sure, not necessarily, but you know what Jameis Winston is. But what I would love, I mean, the perfect scenario, you have Deshaun Watson there as your third quarterback, whatever. He's not touching the field. You get an Andy Dalton or Justin Fields, like you said, somebody along those lines, somebody Kevin Stefanski wants to run the offense with. You put him out there week 1 until the wheels fall off. Hopefully they don't. But that's obviously a possibility. And I would love, even if you had to trade back in the first round to get back another pick in the first round, something along those lines, I would love if you could go get a Jalen Milroe, man. Have that in the wings. I would absolutely love that. I think that'd be the perfect scenario.
You know the scuttlebutt there on Milroe. You got to watch that bowl game, man, because he might go back. Drew Aller said he was going back yesterday, and it's not that I was going to be in on drafting Drew Aller in the second round, but the more quarterbacks that are there, the more some can fall down to you. So you got to watch Jalen Milroe in an NIL world. And then our second 2 for Tuesday has to do with college football, and I do want to talk about the landscape of college football right now coming up in a little bit, but you got to watch that bowl game to see if Jalen Milroe wants to go back to college. If I were him, I would not. Because even if this draft is only going to have 2 guys in the first round, if you sat down with Jalen Milroe, and I think most people, do they know about the NFL advisory board? So there's a collection the NFL puts together of like former general managers and former front office people. And individual schools, I didn't know this until this season, they have a limit of how many requests that they can put in to this NFL advisory board. I think it's 8. So imagine this, Ohio State, okay? Will Howard can't apply to this. He's done. He's graduating. He's going to the NFL draft or not. But if you're an underclassman, like just say Caleb Downs, right? if he was I don't think Caleb Downs is even NFL draft eligible. But anyway, take somebody else, right? They can apply to this advisory board. And the advisory board watches their tape, and they tell them this, they tell them that. They come back with one of 3 grades. First round pick, mid-round pick, go back to college. And that is meant to help arm you for your decision on if you want to go back to school or not. And I didn't know, again, that's only X. You can only get X. Ohio State can only ask for 8 of these or something like that. So if you sat down with Jalen Milroe and you would look at his season and look how he did, I'm sure he'd probably come out with a mid-round grade, something like that. But my thing to Jalen Milroe is, I think you are unequivocally the 3rd best quarterback in this draft. Go. Any draft that you would be the 3rd best at a position, and especially one that there's only one. It's not tackles, it's not receiver, where there's multiple. You're 1, and you're the 3rd best? Go. Because there might be a team that gets drunk enough to come up and get you in the 1st round, or you're an early 2nd round pick. So, again, it's not for sure that he's going to go, but you and I are on the same page there. I take a good hard look at Jalen Milroe. And if you want to run it from that, even if, okay, say you want to scratch off Justin Fields, take him off the list. All right, then bring in Andy Dalton. Bring back Jacoby Brissett and have him run with Jalen Milroe, and Deshaun Watson's off into the abyss. That's a way you can approach it. Because the other thing, as I'm sitting here talking about Justin Fields having a little glimmer of hope that he can be your franchise guy and be here for 10 years and do all that other kind of stuff, would I not say the same thing about a 2nd round draft pick, whoever that might be? Maybe you put all your eggs in that basket. You got to do multiple things here. It's not ever just going to be one move. You're not getting the 1st overall pick, and even if it is Shador, how good he's going to be, I don't know. But they got to do multiple things here. So on the question of do you think they're on the roster, Ryan and I agree. I don't think they're here. And that's good. I like that answer. I'm glad to see so far in our results, it's slammed to the one side that they're not here. I'm telling you, after everything here, I can't do Jameis DTR again. I just can't. And they're nice guys, and I had belief in Jameis just a month ago. I had belief in Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I can't do that for a full season again. In an off season that we are here yet again, Ryan, that is so pivotal. This off season again is just massive for the next 5 years of this franchise. We're back here again. Everything will shift this offseason again. And I'm not talking about guys getting fired. It's about what they do or what they don't do to try to get this back on the rails and be a competitive football team. Everything. It's not even just the draft. It's what they do in free agency, what they do with Watson. Another massive offseason that they have to get it done. And I just want to say this on just a ray of positivity. We've got to hope that they get it right. I know right now things suck and we're down in the dumps and nobody wants to watch them play. But you got to realize this offseason will paint and pave the road for the next 3 to 5 years with this team. All we can do is hope and pray and believe that they're going to get it right. And that's all I'm going to have until they don't. And then I'll talk myself into the next head coach and I'll talk myself into everything else. All we got to do is hope that they get it right. That is it. Speaking of the head coach, Kevin Stefanski yesterday. So we start with the injury front. Miles saw that eye doctor, no update. Hopefully he'll be all right. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, man. That sucks. And at this point, I would assume he does not play this season. They already said we're done. He's not playing this weekend. I don't see a point of bringing him back. You just hope he can resume his career. Chubb foot injury. There was some positivity where, Kevin said he's going to be out for the year, but didn't say it was like a long-term thing and no surgery needed. So hopefully maybe he can hit the offseason semi-healthy, get over this broken foot, and we move on forward. But Stefanski was asked about his quarterback situation. Question is included here from Scott Petrak. Love you, Scott. About what are they doing at quarterback this weekend? Here's Scott and Kevin Stefanski from yesterday. Audio courtesy of the Browns.
Hey, Kevin. What are you going to do quarterback against the Bengals?
Yeah, we're still putting this game to bed. So anything related to Cincinnati, I'll update you guys as we get into the week.
Do you think he has the answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
I do. Yeah.
I'm going to go DTR.
Yeah.
DTR.
I mean,
they love this game playing, which is unfortunate that we've been in this situation a lot. They love not saying who the quarterback is until Friday if they could, Saturday if they could.
If Kevin is very confident that another, and as it should, another win shouldn't be in this awful season, shouldn't be a factor determining whether or not you bring Kevin Stefanski back. So if he's really confident, knows that he's not going to get fired, yes, you start DTR, because truthfully, I think Jameis starting gives you a better chance to win. Well, and at that point, what does that do for you if you know he's not the answer? Coming into next year, you don't want to be the bridge. So you just go see in the off chance what DTR can do, and that way you have maybe a little more clear picture, a little more evidence on what you want to do next season.
Okay, here's another question to Kevin Stefanski. This was a line of questioning from Tony Grossi, and I'm going to paraphrase Tony's question, but it's basically, why don't you think about the rebuild and thinking about starting Dorian Thompson-Robinson? Here's the question or answer here from Kevin Stefanski, audio courtesy the Browns, same exact thing Ryan's talking about. Why don't you just start the rebuild, semi-rebuild, and start DTR? Here's Coach.
I think my focus, Tony, whether it's the quarterback position, it's really any position, constantly trying to do what I feel like is best for the team for right now, for this week, for Cincinnati. That's really where our focus is.
The best for right now, because the best for the team is to start Dorian Thompson-Robinson. But that's a big picture. What are we doing here? Your best chance to beat the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday is to start Jameis Winston.
100%.
That is the best option that you have.
100%.
That's where I thought it was interesting, where he said, for the right now. Yeah, I know he throws a bunch of interceptions and he makes you pull your hair out. Your best start for Sunday is Jameis Winston. Your best option for the team in general is Dorian Thompson-Robinson. So I just thought that there might have been a little drop of a nugget there when he said for the right now for Cincinnati. But it's also got to be coaches speak. You know, when you sit there and you talk about the locker room, you don't want these guys going out there feeling like they lost the game already. You want them to believe that they can win. Jameis probably gives you a little bit more belief on that. Final question here. Again, another line of questioning from Tony about Stefanski got a little snippy on this one. Not this answer, because he goes, the question was, did you consider shutting down Nick Chubb? And he goes, no. And Tony goes, why? And Kevin goes, can I answer your question with a question? And he was going to leave it there, and Tony followed back up. Real question here, Coach, did you consider shutting Nick Chubb down? Here's Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, I think, and I understand what you're asking, Tony, but I would tell you is our guys are competitors. They're here to play. They're here to compete. Nick is an ultimate competitor with how he carries himself in the building, on the practice field, in the game field. That was never under consideration.
Should have been. Should have been. And I get it that he wants to play, the message sent to the team. Let's not forget that Nick Chubb had a lot of incentives on that contract that he didn't hit. And maybe the Browns will still pay him out on that. I don't know. As like a gesture of goodwill. Find that out at another date probably. But, like, it should have been a consideration. I would have thought about it. And I said it this week. It's got to be something where Denzel Ward's got concussions and Myles Garrett's got these problems. It needs to be in consideration. I'm not saying you have to do it, and you sit down with these guys. And I get it, because these guys feel like, what? I'm missing out. These guys are going to battle for me. You don't want to pull a Devontae Campbell. Did you see all that from him yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Lenore was like, screw that guy. They already cleared his locker out. That's the 49ers linebacker that refused to go in the game. They suspended him for the rest of the season. Nick Bosa was like, yeah, actually, the way he was talking in the locker room before the game, I'm not that shocked. That's what Nick Bosa said. So bad situation. But, yeah, you don't want to have that. You're paid to play, all that kind of stuff. I just would have thought about it. Here we are with Nick Chubb. The only part is that it seems like this isn't bad. It doesn't need to have surgery, and maybe he'll be able to get to his offseason and be just fine. You never know. We'll see how it goes. All right, second two for Tuesday. Always 2 questions, 2 answers. Our first one is up. Do you think the Browns starting quarterback for week 1 of 2025 is on the roster or not? But our second question, what do you prefer, March Madness or college football bowl season? You know where I go. I'm not a big March Madness guy. Don't really care for college basketball. It is absolutely bowl season for me. Now, that being said, there's a lot of problems with bowl season right now. So there's a bowl on Saturday. Army was supposed to play Marshall. Marshall backs out of the game because they don't have enough players due to the transfer portal. And I think they had to get Florida International or somebody to come in. They're going to play the game on Saturday. My vote quick is college bowl season. Ryan, I know where you're going to go.
Yeah, I'm March Madness all
I know
day.
you are. That's all right.
I don't think there's many things that beach March. I don't know if there's
I
anything.
understand the allure. College basketball just really ain't my thing. College football is so broken right now. You got guys transferring off playoff teams. You got guys leaving left and right for bowl games that really don't mean a whole lot. The thing about college football that I see right now, they ran way before they could even crawl. They were all, NIL, transfer portal, college football playoff, all this. And they never really, I don't even think they could understand what the repercussions were going to be about all these. When you have that massive of changes to a structure that frankly worked for a long time, right? When you have this massive shakeup, it's not that you got NIL and then 5 years later you introduced the transfer portal. You had all of this that completely reshaped college football, and now they're starting to feel it. The thing is, they're going to have to make some of these massive changes to fix it. You had an extreme that pushed you to this way where the college football product, I'm not going to say it's bad because it's good. You saw the ratings for some of the big games. And you got to host a game Saturday that we're all going to sit down and watch for the college football playoff. It's going to be awesome. But there's so many other problems in college football right now. We're going to try to solve some of those here in a couple of minutes. I want to talk about the big swing that Belichick's tried to make at UNC. We'll get in a second, but you need a big swing for that vehicle. You go to our friends at Fairway Ford, baby. FairwayFordOhio.com. Christmas sale going on. The 300 F-150s, rates as low as 1.9%. 60 months, no payments for 90 days. What do you need in that vehicle? What are you looking for right now? You can go to fairwayfordohio.com. I'm doing it right here. They are the largest Ford truck dealership in the state of Ohio. They have the chat feature. You want to do a custom order Bronco, custom order Explorer, the F-150 Raptor, the Ranger Raptor. I see that Ford Maverick all over the place now. It's like even a step down from the the Ranger. You got your bed. It's still a 4-door vehicle. Ryan, I'm looking at some here. Brand new. Seriously, how about this? A Ford Maverick XL. Brand new. Hybrid. Under 28. It's really about $27,000. That's it. Plus you get the rates. Plus you can get the no payments if you need it for the 90 days. Whatever you need, they got it covered for you at Fairway Ford. They work with you. They make a lot of deals there, and they're willing to make a deal with you because they have the inventory. They've got everything in stock that you'd be dreaming of. And again, what matters to you? The money off, what's your down payment, and even just the other deals. I'm scrolling through the new vehicles right here. The Platinum right here. $9,000 off this truck right here. This other F-150 Platinum, $9,500 off MSRP for that new vehicle. The pre-owned, can't forget that side of things as well. The Explorers, the Edge, the commercial vehicles. Oh, God, here's my F-150 Raptor, man. There it is. Right there. Tuxedo black metallic. Bro. I could have gotten that truck for the same price I paid for my Explorer. Damn. How about a nice family? Here, right here. 2024 Edge SEL. Ryan, it's got 21,000 miles on it. That's basically a brand new vehicle for you right there. But you get it on the used price. They got it for you. And the cool thing is this. Go to their website. You can click on these trucks, these cars. There's a little tab right here. It says, I'm interested. That's it. Then you can apply for your credit right there, get some of that paperwork done. You can value your trade. You can calculate your payments. You could do all that before you go out to Canfield, meet with the person, take your test drive, have all the stuff done, be ready to go. They're the best. I'm telling you, you're going to get a good deal. You're going to get a good vehicle. You're going to get amazing customer service. 20 plus years, family owned and operated with our friends at Fairway Ford. Do not forget this Saturday, fill the trunks for the Animal Charity of Ohio. If you can't make it out there Saturday, please, if you can, search on Amazon and Chewy wish list for Ohio Animal Charity, and you can make your donation that way as well, helping all the pets here in Northeast Ohio. So that's Fairway Ford, fairwayfordohio.com. That is fairwayfordohio.com. Ryan, we need to fix college football. Here is the easiest way to fix it. transfer portal. NIL, fine. You get one transfer. That's it. You get to transfer one time. You know, the big news yesterday, Aaron Nolan, he's leaving Ohio State. Of course, the writing is on the wall. They got Julian Sayin from Alabama. He wasn't going to play. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. You know, sorry to Devin Brown. That's fine. Go find your college team somewhere else. Get one transfer. Because these teams that are losing 40 guys to the transfer portal, they can't even field teams for a bowl game. I got another side of it, though. Be better. Be better. If your team was that good, you'd be not having mass exodus of your players. Yeah, guys transfer from Alabama. You see Colorado, they got that number 1 D tackle guy out of Alabama. He's going to Colorado now. Sure, Ohio State's losing guys too. Ohio State lose anybody they really, really, really couldn't afford to lose? Probably not. And guys leave teams for what? Usually because they're not playing. Usually because they want to go start somewhere. Okay, fine. Not a problem. You know, the solve of it is be a better team. Put your team in a position that nobody wants to leave. Become Colorado. Become Ohio State. Become Georgia. It's a lot easier said than done. They also, without question, need to move this transfer portal to after the season. There's no point in these guys trying to leave now. And the problem is, and I was reading this yesterday, you have guys that are on some team that weren't even bowl eligible, right? And they go, I'm transferring. I'm out of here. Well, then guys that are on teams in the bowl, in the college football playoff or in bowls, they're sitting there going, well, then I better get out of here too, because that guy plays the same position as I do, and he's maybe looking at the same schools as I am. He's going to go take my spot somewhere else. I better move now too. Or at least get it out there that I'm moving and not playing in the bowl game or whatever. And it's always been a question about guys that play in bowl games or, you know, first-round draft picks that sit out of bowl games. That's a different problem. But, like, to see teams that can't even field guys, they can't even get enough guys on the roster to go play a bowl game, I think that's a massive problem for college football.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the only thing about one transfer is the fact that coaches can up and leave whenever they want.
Yeah,
right?
but life ain't fair, man. I would tell you that. Life ain't fair.
To a program, and I'm just trying to think of an example, right? Like people committed to Alabama. Let's see, use one
Chip
transfer.
Kelly.
Saban retires. You don't necessarily want to be on the team anymore.
Or Brian Kelly, not Chip Kelly. Brian Kelly.
I get it. It's there's no easy fix for sure. It is.
All right,
crazy.
then put an addendum in there. If your coach leaves, you're allowed to leave. But then again, it's like, what if I love the defensive backs coach? What if I love the defensive coordinator and then he's leaving too? Like,
I don't know. And there's no easy fix. And this is a reason why it's hard for me to fully jump into college football and be a fan like you are.
Yeah,
I would certainly help if I was a fan of like an Ohio State, somebody that was a powerhouse every year. But it's just so hard to watch. Like I'm a Bearcat fan, watch them compete with these big schools. It's just impossible.
No, and there's going to be eventually teams will get smarter and better on how they handle things and how they handle the transfer portal and NIL. We're still in the infancy, but it's just you had this just massive sweeping changes, and I feel like we're running to catch up. I feel like we're trying to find what that best mix is for college football. And I really don't care. I don't care if they get paid. The transfer portal kind of bothers me. But again, yeah, I'm a bougie Ohio State fan. So nothing really bothers me from that standpoint because, okay, sorry to Aaron Nolan. Okay, you're leaving. I was excited when they got him. All right, fine. But so what? You know, I was not sad when Kyle McCord left. Did he not lead college football in passing this year, by the way? Was that Kyle McCord? I think he did. He was close, something like that.
Yeah, who cares,
something. But again, it's Syracuse. What are you going to do with that? So yeah, my team usually doesn't lose a lot. But for teams that need these number one or 5-star recruits, they get there, they leave after a couple of years. The handling of them while they're there, it's a giant game to be played. It is an absolutely giant game to be played.
If you could limit, and I don't know if this is feasible or not, okay, but if you could limit the amount of, let's say, 5-star scholarships you're allowed to give out, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't you think that would possibly fix a lot?
I mean, it could, but it's like eventually there's going to be other, like whatever you do to fix the problems, they breed. Problems will breed no matter what you do to end up changing it. People are always going to search for loopholes. They're always going to find ways to work the system over here. So
I just think of like
you could
I just
solve
think
one
of, like,
problem and create two others. I
just
guess
think
is kind
of like
what I'm
Ohio.
saying
I
here.
think of just like Ohio State, and because why do you want to go to Ohio State? Because you get drafted in the NFL. That's why you go to Ohio State, because you get to play in the big games, you get to be in the spotlight, and you get to get a great chance to get drafted to the NFL. Obviously, but it's just crazy. Like you have a team in the Buckeyes, like for instance, like you have Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson, like two phenomenal running backs.
Yeah.
And I get it, but it's just like imagine if you were able to, I don't know, somehow limit.
You can't have that many good guys on that team. Yeah,
And it sounds
right.
silly.
Yeah, I
'cause
know.
that's the
No,
whole
I get what
point
you're
of-
saying.
That's the whole point of college football. That's the whole point. That's what recruiting is. I get it, but it's just like at some point, I mean, if you're looking to fix these problems, you need more even playing field.
And that's, does college football actually care? They have a lot of ratings. They can make a lot of money. Do they really care about this problem? I doubt it. So there won't be any sweeping changes to fix it.
And if you're,
it works
and if you're
for
a kid,
now.
and if you're a kid who you know likely isn't going to the NFL, but you can just transfer, be a backup at a big school, and still get an NIL deal because of the school you're representing.
Sure.
I mean, that's worse for college football too.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. And that's some guys.
But you can't blame the kid.
No, and especially when they're sitting there getting talked to by the coach saying, "We'll get you to the NFL." We believe that.
$1 million in an 18-year-old, 19-year-old's face. I mean,
I get it.
What they'll do.
No, I get it. And that's another part of the money thing of all of it. Speaking of the money, I will fully admit, I'm going to start with this. This is just a rumor. I'm not trying to pour gas on this fire, but this just came out yesterday. I thought it was crazy. That apparently Bill Belichick and UNC, with all this money that they have now, could make a run at Arch Manning or Quinn Ewers. And the thing that I saw was that they would offer them the largest NIL package you've ever seen.
Smart move for Quinn Ewers.
Why?
He's not going to play next year.
Go to the pros.
Oh, sure. Yeah, if you were talking about him going to the
No, yeah,
NFL.
he's not playing for Texas next year. Leave, do something.
I don't know. I mean, if we're talking, I mean, how much money are we talking? Like, are you talking he's about to get like
$20 million, something crazy like that.
Then go to UNC.
Nah, I would for that money. I don't know. if it's
$20
gonna be
million.
that.
If you're Arch, that would be the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If you're Quinn Ewers and you get even $10 million waved in your face
I don't think it'd be that. You're right.
for
It's
1
probably-
year, and you get to
And
go
these
play.
are just crazy rumors. But I think it's kind of what UNC going in with Bill Belichick. This is step 2. So you made this splash with Bill Belichick. The next splash, start leaking out you're willing to pay an ungodly amount of money
Yeah.
to go get some quarterback. The only problem with that is, let's say they go get Arch Manning. Who's he throwing? I don't know. I have no idea who's on UNC's roster, if they're any good or not. But like Texas in the college football playoff, looks like they got some players. It's just to go in with Belichick, like this is your follow-up. You have got to go splash. We're going to throw an ungodly amount of money at some of these kids. That's what college football's about. Which is so funny because Belichick, who says he hates the politics of the NFL, gets into the politics of this, dealing with 18, 19-year-old kids. I don't think he's going to let. Did you see the report too on his buyout?
No.
It's like nothing. It's like $1 million. But he says that he's all in on UNC.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Whatever you say, man. I do think this could be just trying to set his son up to take over there or something, but I just saw that. It was a rumor. I'm not saying there's any validity to it. But could he come in and just go?
I mean, if
what would that be if he
they
stole
were
one of
willing-
those guys from Texas?
But it's at this point, is it really stealing? You know, Arch Manning is going to be the quarterback one at Texas next year, and if you're Quinn Ewers and you get $10 million thrown at you, you're not getting drafted in the first round this year. No
Right.
way. So you go cash your check. You'll probably have good stats at UNC, and if anything, you'll just be a second-round pick next year. Or if you play well enough, you'll be a first-round pick next year.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, speaking of that draft order, has a lot to do with the games. We got our recap. We're back on the positive side. Ryan, let's go around the league. All right, Ryan, we had a full complement of 16 games this past weekend. Do you want to guess what you and I did last week?
I'm gonna say, how many games was it?
16.
I'm gonna say I went 7-9.
Okay. You and I had the same exact record.
Oh God, I don't know if I like
With
that.
a push.
Okay.
9,
Wow.
6, and 1.
See, I
9,
needed that.
6, and 1.
I needed that, but I also needed you to not.
I know,
have a
you're
good
trying
record.
to chase me down. But we're back on the positive side of things. as it rolls. So we head on back and go around the league. We start with the Dolphins and the Houston Texans in this one. Dolphins all but saw their playoff hopes go up in smoke. They can't get it done. 20-12. You're not winning any game scoring 12 points. Just one touchdown there from Tua Tagovailoa. It didn't even crack 200 yards. Solid win for Houston. This was kind of a disgusting game. Nothing really happened. Nobody ran for a lot of yards. They were just back to not getting it to Tyreek Smith. Jalen Waddle didn't play.
Tyreek Smith.
What did I say? Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, 2 catches for 36 yards. People are bummed because they just heard him in the playoffs. Just jack squat nothing for Miami. I'll give a win to Houston there, but I didn't read too much into that game. Miami at 6-8, they ain't gonna make it.
Nope, they're not going to the playoffs.
Done and done. All right, the Commies get the win, but they don't cover on their 7.5 point. By the way, we both took Miami, didn't get the win on the outright loss there. Or no, they didn't cover their 3 against Houston. We both lost on the Commanders. They only get a 1-point win over the Saints, 20-19. It was Rattler. It was Jake Haener. It sounds like maybe Derek Carr's coming back, but now Alvin Kamara is hurt for the New Orleans Saints. For the Commanders, okay, you get your win. Again, I'm not putting much stock into them in the playoffs. I think they got a lot of growing up to. It's not even just about Jaden Daniels. Like, I think he's going to be really good. They just play like a really young team. Terry McLaurin's still freaking really good, though, man. 2 touchdowns for him.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, and I agree. I don't expect them to make any noise in the playoffs, but, I mean, what a great foundational season to start building something with Dan Quinn and company, man. I mean, bright future, a lot more hope there in Washington than we have here in Cleveland.
It was a big number, but the Ravens get it done. Giants. We both took them. Both took Dallas.
I thought you took the Giants.
No, I took Baltimore. No, I said I was because there was that bad trend of 15-point favorites in the NFL. I go, that's going to buck eventually, and the Giants are just terrible. Lamar throws for 5 touchdowns in that one. Little late for his MVP want there. Tommy DeVito got a concussion. Tim Boyle had to go in there. The Giants, how they are not going to fire Brian Dable, which I still think they will, is insane. They're 2-12. Still tied for number 1 pick coming up here in the draft there. For the Ravens, you get back on track. It's like shooting a cardboard box with a shotgun. It tells you jack squat nothing. They're a really bad team. They took care of business. Done and done.
Yeah, I mean, Shador or Cam. I don't know what they're going to pick. I don't know if Shador is allowed to go to New York, according to his daddy. We'll see.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, I can't imagine
Did you see Deion say that he thinks Shador is getting blackballed?
How so? He's going to be a top 2
That's
pick.
exactly what everybody said. They go, he thinks potentially because of his involvement. I go, so then remove yourself from the situation. Just say, come out and say, I'm not going to the NFL. Draft my son. I'm staying in Colorado.
It's going to be a top 2 pick.
I know. I don't understand that. Giants are really bad. We both went on the big cover there. Bengals get it done with a 10-point win over the Titans. We both took Cincinnati on a 5-point cover. They get it done. Couple of touchdowns, 3 for Joe Burrow. Chase Brown is so good. Did you see that clip of Joe Burrow that went around where he's scrambling? He finds Chase Brown for the passing touchdown. Burrow has got to be so frustrated, man. He is having an MVP level season, and his team's still going to miss the playoffs. They're 6-8. They have a crazy scenario. They need to win out. Denver's got to lose out. The Colts got to lose one more. Like, they're going to come in motivated this weekend talking about the Bengals because there's a glimmer of hope. It's probably like a 2% chance that it actually happens, but they're still in this. Tennessee also at 3-11. God, we have the same record as the Titans, man. Oh, my God. Will Levis left. They had to put Mason Rudolph in. He threw 3 interceptions. He'll be available. You want Will Levis? No, absolutely not. They got nothing going on there for Tennessee. It's going to be a rough offseason there for Brian Callahan and crew.
Yeah, Tennessee's really bad. I don't know what they're going to do. A quarterback, you'd think. But, I mean, if you're not getting Shador or Cam, that's kind of a similar situation as us if you're just going to have some jag in there next season. So, I don't know. But Bengals,
hanging around.
Crimea River.
Hanging around.
Chase Brown, very good.
Yeah, he is very, very good. Cowboys get it done. They beat the Panthers 30-14. This was the first game in like 30 straight games that the Panthers were favored at 2.5. They don't even get it. I won on Dallas. Ryan unfortunately lost on Carolina. Cooper Rush, 3 touchdowns. All right. Again, I can't read too much into that. I figured the bottom was going to fall out eventually on this little resurgence here for the Panthers. Bryce Young, touchdown, couple interceptions there. I just think there's just nothing going on with the Panthers. They're void of some talent in the receiving core. They're trying to throw to Thielen. I like Xavier Legette as much as the next guy. Did he even play in that game? He did. Only had 2 catches for 7 yards. I figured that was just going to be a game that Dallas was going to win to try to save Mike McCarthy's job. I haven't talked about him in a while. Dallas is 6-8. They're going to get a couple more wins. You think 8-9 saves his job?
No.
No.
I don't think anything this season can
Really?
happen that would save Mike McCarthy's job.
Well, and now
I guess you never know with Jerry's world.
Well, and the other thing, now they unlocked Rico Dowdell, man. That guy's running everywhere now. I don't know why they weren't running it earlier. They also have so many questions this offseason. They're going to let Zach Martin leave. They got to pay Micah Parsons. So much there on Dallas, but they get a solid win over the Panthers. Can't read too much into that. The Jets finally back in the win column. They get the 7-point win, 32-25 over the Jags. Why I took Jacksonville, I don't know. Ryan, you took the Jets there. They get it done. Mac Jones, a couple of touchdowns there. Pretty lame duck. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, 3 touchdowns in that one. That just felt like a game of 2 teams that really don't care. Jacksonville cares maybe a little bit less on that one. The crazy thing was Aaron Rodgers was their leading rusher in that game for 45 yards. Their leading rusher in that one. A lot of points in the second half for the Jets as they close that one on out. Here's the crazy thing. New York, I think, can be a really good team if they find that quarterback. Like, Devontae Adams is still really good. 200 and a couple of touchdowns. Sunk some of us out there in the playoffs in the fantasy side of things.
Yeah, you just got to find a head coach, man.
Attractive job or not? Jets.
Not really. I mean,
don't have the quarterback. You got to deal with Woody Johnson.
Losing culture, meddling owner, no quick, easy solution at quarterback. Yeah, you got Devontae Adams. He's good, but for how much longer? I mean, you got a good defense. I don't know. I mean, it's a head coach job. It's attractive. Of course it is, but I don't know. There's a lot of negatives, I think, that would come with that job.
Yeah, I'd agree. Denver beats up on the Colts 31-13. 3-3 for Bo Nix, but not much from Anthony Richardson. Shane Steichen going to get fired?
They won the game.
What do you mean?
Oh, wait, no, Denver
The
won,
Colts.
didn't
Yeah, Denver smoked them 31-13.
they? Oh, never mind, man.
Nothing?
Do I think Shane Steichen's going to get fired? Maybe. I don't know.
Bo Nix only threw for 130 yards, but had 3 touchdowns. I want to know what's the least amount of yards anybody's ever put up to throw 3 touchdowns. 130 doesn't seem like a lot.
No, but
And he
I've
threw
definitely... There's definitely been lower.
Yeah, Colts still 6-8. They believe that they can try to win, try to make it, but I don't think they will.
Why are there NFL athletes that can't know to hold on to the ball before they cross the goal line?
Oh, yeah, I
mean,
forgot about that. We didn't even talk about that with Jonathan Taylor. You're right.
Doing,
Didn't even
man?
think about it.
What are we doing?
I don't know, and that's... If it's cool... I, at this point, do you not understand that it's not cool? You know, it's just not. And what do you do to curb that? I have no idea. Would it have mattered in the grand scheme of things? I don't know. I mean, this game was competitive. This was a 13-10 game going into the fourth quarter. Denver scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Donnie Mitchell threw a pick 6.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
They listed it as a fumble.
Well, he threw it backwards.
He threw it backwards. It was a
technically,
fumble.
yeah.
That's what it was. They considered it a fumble on that freak play. So again, you take the Jonathan Taylor one off. You talk that stupid play,
Yeah,
and
what
Denver
was
gets
that
it
play
done.
call?
I don't know. And that's where I think Shane Steichen's going to be out of a job too. I don't think there's any way they keep that. All right, on that one, I lost on Indy. You won on Denver on the easy cover. One of the games of the year again, 48-42. Jared Goff, 5 touchdowns, and it's not enough because Josh Allen had 4. 2 for James Cook on that one long one for him as well. The Bills at 11-3. 48-42 went over the Lions. Now the Lions, we'll get to the Minnesota game from last night. Now they're tied with Minnesota for that number 1 seed. Everybody's, oh my God, look at the Lions go. And then the Lions had to put 2 more guys on IR.
Yeah.
Montgomery done.
And that-
O'Neal done.
Who they both just signed extensions.
Well, and the crazy thing, bro, Detroit could put a playoff team together of just the guys on IR. That eventually will catch up to you. That eventually is going to catch up to you. Super Bowl still for Detroit or no? 12-2. I'm sitting here acting like they suck. They're 12-2. But these injuries,
I mean,
man.
I'll tell you what, the way the playoffs are shaking up this year, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I think there's no clear-cut team. I think they all have their weaknesses. And I know that's the case for a lot of years, but I don't see the Chiefs coming out of the AFC. you'd think the Lions would be an automatic. And I'm not doubting the Eagles. A lot of people are high on them. It's just how sustainable is that with Barkley? If Jalen Hurts isn't playing well and passing and they get down, can you really beat the Lions or Vikings? I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Well, and defensively, too, Detroit, which, again, I know it's Buffalo, and I have a comment here on Buffalo in a second, but, like, you need defense in the playoffs. Yeah, you can have these shootout types of games. They are missing so much. Now, one thing that I saw to try to give some optimism for the Lions. So, listen, we still got Goff. We still have Jahmyr Gibbs. You still have Laporta. You still have Amon-Ra St. Brown. You still have Jamison Williams. Like, you still have all these pieces. But again, it's like, eventually you got to pay. When you have, I think, 13 guys on IR, 13, eventually you can't sustain that.
Yeah, no, it's going to be tough.
I know everybody loves Dan Campbell, and he's doing the best, and I still think he's in the running for Coach of the Year. I think that's back open, too. We'll get to the Pittsburgh game next. But
O'Connell.
Yeah, you're 100% correct on that, 100%. But it was a great game to watch. Dude, Josh Allen, it's like Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. Why does he keep getting away with this? How does he keep doing this?
Dude, I'm telling you.
With Ty Johnson. They don't need to throw to Dalton Kincaid. Like, how is he doing this?
Josh Allen is just an elite talent. Double-digit rushing
by
touchdowns
himself
this season. And you finally took away the cancer that was Stephon Diggs.
It must have been that.
See what happens when you get rid of the cancer. You continue to heal and grow. And James Cook has having an awesome season.
He's having a really good year. You know, I saw this crazy stat. Josh Allen is already passing Hall of Fame running backs for rushing touchdowns. He has more rushing touchdowns than Larry Zonka does.
Dude, he's a freak.
I know. He's insane. And that was kind of my knock on Buffalo. Were you going to be able to live with Mac Hollins and Khalil Shakur and Keon Coleman? And Josh Allen goes, I'll do it myself. He goes Thanos. He goes, I'll just do this by myself. And he keeps doing this. And the debate is over. Give him the MVP. I don't think there is any question. I know I read Bill Barnwell this morning, and he tries to make the case for Saquon or this and that. It's over. It's done. That is Josh Allen's trophy this year for the MVP. So, plays in the AFC too, so we're going to have to deal with him. Another game that didn't live up to the hype, though. Are the Steelers bad? I don't know. TJ Watt injured. They fall to the Eagles 27-13. Jalen Hurts throws for a couple touchdowns. He rushes for one. Saquon banged up in this game, too. I think it was more about the ineptness of Pittsburgh. Season low rushing, 56 rushing yards for them. Couple of fumbles, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Philly's defense showed up, man.
That was the story. Was Najee Harris had a very costly fumble. They were driving, could have tied the game. That flipped. Philly went down and scored after they got the ball. I don't think the score was indicative watching that game.
You think it was closer?
I think it was a lot closer than it looked like. It's just Jalen Hurts was on. Probably had his best passing game of the season. And listen, the Eagles are a really good team. It's just, I don't know. Can I trust Nick Sirianni in the playoffs? Can I trust them to be able to rely on?
Well, I'm worried about
Saquon's
Barkley. Injury now. You know, I'm worried about him being
Minka
hurt.
Fitzpatrick injuring another running back.
Oh, gee, where have I seen that one before? But he's not a dirty player. That's what I was told. They miss George Pickens so bad in that offense, which has got to pain them to say that because they've got nothing when he's not out there. Wilson had a bad game. Like I said, costly fumbles here and there. I give Philly credit for that. I agree. I think that was more Pittsburgh just didn't really show up the way that they needed to. And I think everybody saw the stat that like Philly ended what was the streak like they hadn't beat Pittsburgh and
Pittsburgh. I know it was Pittsburgh hasn't won in Philly in like
40 years or something like that. That's exactly what it was. I think it was. All right, so to that game, I had Philly, you had Pittsburgh on that one, so a nice little cover for me getting that one done. All right, Cardinals get the win over the Patriots, 30-17, 7-7 for the Cardinals. They're still in this thing. Kyler Murray goes nothing. James Conner with a couple of touchdowns. Again, Patriots are 3-11. They're not going to take a quarterback. They'll be ahead of the Browns. I think that's a great spot if they get Travis Hunter. I don't know why. I think the Patriots are perfect for Travis Hunter because they just need a lot on that team. I saw something about Trey McBride, that he's got the most receiving yards
no touchdown
without a touchdown on the season. That's crazy. I don't buy so much in Arizona. I think they're fine. Kind of a bad football game. They get the win on that one. We both win Arizona for a nice little win there and a cover on that. Baker Mayfield keeps cooking, baby. 40-17. Tampa gets it done behind 4 touchdowns from Baker Mayfield.
That was the most shocking game of the week. I think that says a lot about Baker, and I think it's
we
a
both
lot
took
about
the
that
Chargers
team.
too. I don't know why I thought that. They're 8-6, control their own destiny for the NFC South now on their way. But it's like, it's crazy because they lose Chris Godwin. Mike Evans is still really freaking good. But like Rashad White, man, and Bucky Irving, they just found these guys to run that offense down there. Are the Chargers phony? I'm really starting to think that they might be a phony good team. They should be good. They're 8-6. It's the same record as the Bucs. But when they play good teams, they just nothing. You know? I don't know.
I think the Chargers could be a really good team next year. I think they have a really nice base. I think Harbaugh's done a great job in his first year. You'd maybe want a little bit more, but Justin Herbert's been banged up. You lost J.K. Dobbins. You know I'm the biggest Ladd McConkey fan there is on the planet.
TD for him.
You need another receiver probably. I don't think Quentin Johnson's your field-stretching answer. They have a great offensive line. I think they'll be good next season.
Yeah, it's just they'll make it and maybe get that experience, but I'm not buying them to do anything on the playoffs. I'm buying the Packers, though. Seattle at home, don't ever take them. It doesn't work. 30-13. Geno gets hurt in that game. It was over at that point. They had to go to Sam Howell. A couple of touchdowns for Jordan Love. Josh Jacobs, man, sleeper as one of the best running backs in the NFL. Packers just kind of iced this one on away. Seattle's got nothing, and especially without Geno Smith. Is that a potential quarterback change type of situation there for Seattle? I haven't looked up Geno Smith's contract at all. I'm just shooting from the hip on this one. I guess, let me ask you this. Do you think Geno Smith's taking you places?
No.
I don't either.
No, but I mean, he's your average quarterback. I think he had a very nice resurgence. I think Ryan Grubb's a good offensive coordinator. I think Mike McDonald's done a great job. They have really nice young pieces. Zach Charbonnet, Jackson the jig with DK.
Oh, I like it. Oh, Kenneth Walker's still hurt.
But
not
I mean,
playing all that,
right? If you don't have that superstar quarterback, it's just you're facing an uphill battle.
You're in for Geno Smith next year, by the way. He signed a 3-year, $75 million deal. The out was before this season.
So I think it's fine. Build that own lineup. I mean, get healthy. I mean, not that
run it one more year,
but Geno is, yeah.
Run it one more year with him. Seattle 8-6 again, still in the thick of it, but not really buying much of what Seattle's going to be able to do. Packers sneaky. I don't know if they're going to be good enough.
I don't think they're sneaky.
I don't want to take them against the Vikings. Wouldn't take them against the Lions.
I just think they're good. Yeah, they don't have that superstar name, but it's Jordan Love is doing enough. Josh Jacobs is tremendous.
He's so
good. You have good defense. You have a great head coach and play caller, and it's somebody different every game. It's Tucker Kraft. It's Jaden Reed. It's Romeo Dobbs. He's back. Just scored 2 touchdowns. I think they have a really nice formula. They're bought in, and they're young.
We both took Green Bay on the win there. Monday night game number 1, it was Minnesota, 30-20. They get the win. They cover. We both took Minnesota on that one. The crazy thing that's got to drive you nuts if you're a Bears fan, I see some of the plays. You know, that tiptoe by Keenan Allen on the sideline. There's Caleb Williams. I think the Bears are going to be good. They're just not. They are horribly coached. The stink of Eberflus is still there. You need to go get Mike Vrabel. Like, there's several teams that I would say they need Mike Vrabel. You go to Chicago, you fix a lot of the problems, you fix some of the, but they have the good players there. Caleb is just having what I think is a rookie year. I think it's just tough for him. Darnold, touchdown, the interception, but again, they're just so diverse on everybody else scoring these touchdowns. They're a machine. They're a little like the Lions. Minnesota is just an absolute machine right now. And they believe it, and they know it, and they play that system. You're right. Kevin O'Connell is now very clearly the coach there. 12-2, and now they're right back in the thick of it with the Lions for that number 1 seed. Really impressed with Minnesota on that one. I was.
Yeah,
and
Bears,
those uniforms,
yeah, those are really cool.
Those are so good.
Bears, no culture, no head coach. That's going to be the first thing on their list. No O-line. They have a lot to fix. They have some pieces, so I don't think it's that insane of a repair job.
No.
Just depends. Yeah, if they could get Vrabel, I think it'd be great for them. And for the Vikings, Brian Flores, head coach next year.
Ooh, that's a good pull, too. Yeah. I mean, he's going to get a job somewhere. That actually might be that'd be a sting there for Minnesota to lose him to a division rival, though, something like that. They need a culture resetter, and I think that's where they need a guy that's done this before. They can't go hotshot coordinator guy. You got to bring somebody that's going to we're going to fix all this right now. Yeah. You know, it's got to be a Flores of Vrabel, somebody that's done that before. All right, the Falcons get our one push of the week. They were 6-point favorites. They get the win 15-9 over the Raiders. Desmond Ridder had the Raiders spicy. They got the Hail Mary attempt, but none. Raheem Morris comes out and he goes, Kirk's got to play a lot better. That ship has sailed. Falcons are 7-7. I don't know, man. Whatever. Like, you shouldn't need that to beat the 2-12 freaking Raiders with Desmond Ridder. Raiders are so bad. Antonio Pierce going to lose that job too, but I ain't buying the Falcons for a second.
No, I mean, Raiders will get Shador probably. Either that or Cam Ward, new head coach. We'll see what they can do. Brock Bowers is just so good.
He is good. He's very good.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, do the Atlanta Falcons, are they disappointing? 7-7, I get it, but Kirk Cousins has played horrible.
And we talked ourselves, at least I did, talk about maybe going to get Cousins. I think that ship has sailed
against
for
the
me.
Raiders is pretty
that
pathetic.
Ship has sailed for
I'm
me.
excited for Penix next year. I am too. I think they could be good next year.
I am too. All right, so again, 9-6-1 for each of us. Rams 49ers Thursday night. We both won on the Rams. Washington, we both lost on the cover. Both lost on Miami. We split. Jets get the win for Ryan. I lose on Jacksonville, who didn't cover. Both won on Cincinnati. Both won on Baltimore on a big one. I win on Dallas. Ryan loses on Carolina. I win on Philly. Ryan loses on Pittsburgh. We both lose on Detroit, who lost outright to the Bills. I lose on Indy, who couldn't cover against the Broncos. Ryan gets the win there. We both lose on the Chargers, who lost outright as the 3-point favorite. We both win on Arizona, covering 6 against the Patriots. Both won on the Packers, beating the Seahawks. Both won on Kansas City, covering against the Browns. We both won on Minnesota against the Bears, and we had our push against Atlanta. Does that sound right for you?
Sounds good to me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 wins for me, a push and a loss. That's how it goes around the league. All right, let's catch our break. Come back. We got the grid, which is going to be important on our Tuesday. We'll get coming back as well. Morning update, few stories from Ryan. We'll get to bracket. We'll get to time up. Got it all. Hour 2 upon us. Stay with us.
The Big Play Sports Network. Download the free app today to watch all of your favorite hosts on demand.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like... I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages, because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the Laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the Law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
I would like to see the Guardians re-sign Shane Bieber. I think he'd give them a franchise-friendly contract because his market value has diminished so much following the surgery. He's not going to be able to demand the kind of money on the free agent market that he would have before the injury. So I'd like to see us keep him, even if he's not ready to start the regular season. Be a couple of months in. I'd like to see us keep Matthew Boyd. Veteran presence. Did a fabulous job for us. Great pickup by Antonetti and Chernoff.
always like doing the morning update because Ryan's got a lot of stories. I got some stories for you this morning as well. So we'll tack those on at the end. Welcome back, Fontana Show, right here on Big Play. Following us on Twitter X at Matt Fontana Show. YouTube is Big Play. Instagram, Big Play. Twitch at Matt Fontana Show. And download the Big Play app. It is completely free. We're going to get Spencer Holbrook on again this week. Talk some Ohio State coming up for Saturday. So all the interviews are there. Ty Jerome was in studio. All that fun stuff is out there and available on the Big Play app. Download it. Get after it today. Drennan as well. It is Tuesday, though. We got Josh and Maria tonight.
Yes.
And in the jungle.
Return.
James Rapine and crew. All right, let's get after it. Morning update.
Alrighty, well, the Cavs back in action in Brooklyn.
I didn't
They
talk to any
easily
Cavs today.
beat
What the hell's the
Nets.
matter with me?
130-101. Evan Mobley, a team high 21 points.
Nice.
But Matt, this was a full team effort. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players off the bench got in the game. George Niang, 17 minutes. Karis LeVert, a bench high, 19
God,
points.
I love Karis
as they
LeVert.
poured on the Nets
Love
and
Karis
improved to 23-4. Cavs back in action on Friday
This
against the Bucks.
schedule is godly brutal. By the way, you know that's the 4th time this season that you've had 7 guys score double digit. Think about that.
I don't know if
our offense.
I don't know if this is still.
insane.
I don't know if this is still a fact, but it was a week ago when I was taping Full Court Cleveland. I found out the Cavs had no games this season with the same leading scorer back-to-back games.
That's great. I mean, that's
insane.
good. I mean, the offense is just so dynamic. They're scoring. That game was a bloodbath. Well, it was funny because it started with the Nets being up, and then what did they finish the first quarter on? Like a 32-5 run, just to wax that game on out. Nets are really bad, and I know they just traded Dennis Schroeder away. By the way, I always thought Dennis Schroeder was going to find his way to the Cavs. I don't know why. I always thought that he would make his way to the Cavs somehow anyway. But yeah, Nets are really bad. Cavs took care of business. Nobody got hurt. Good to see Mobley, even after the ankle injury, come out there and play pretty well. But what is this schedule? They've played like 4 games in 2 weeks. My only concern is that if these guys get rusty, thank God they weren't well, they came out a little slow, but like, this is bullcrap. And it's the NBA Cup. I know that's why the situation is what it is, but I hate this. This is bad. It's not good. Like, okay, I can watch NBA Cup. I don't really care. I don't. And my team, literally, this is the 2nd week in a row that you played Monday and we'll play again until Friday. The hell is that? They need to fix this. I don't like it.
Well, this will certainly cheer you up. I know it made my morning when I read this because the world just can't get enough of Conor McGregor and the Paul brothers. This time, Conor McGregor
don't even
says he intends to delay his return to the MMA octagon. He's agreed to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. In India, quote, I am in preliminary agreements with the Ambani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed. I will then seek my return to the octagon. No, you won't.
Nobody
First of
cares.
all, nobody cares.
Nobody
just
cares.
go retire
Just
figure out your life.
do
and
it,
for
whatever.
Jake Paul, or excuse me, Logan Paul this time, I guess I can't blame him. It's free
Dude,
money. It's free publicity. But I mean, when will this stop?
I don't. There was nothing that moves the needle for any of this with me. Conor McGregor is a piece of crap. And I really think the UFC, who obviously has a lot of questions about their character and who they promote and stuff like that, I ain't going to get into it now, just drop him and move on. That star is never going to be bright again.
So will you be watching?
Done. No, absolutely not. And, you know, Michael Chandler, who is another guy I really frankly can't stand, he keeps calling for this Conor McGregor fight, thinking that that's going to be some payday for him. Nobody cares. What's that gif of the rainbow? It's like, nobody cares. It doesn't matter anymore. He's never going to fight for a belt again. He's never going to be back on the path to become a champion again. I like the UFC because there's legitimacy behind it. You fight for belts. You work your way up. Conor McGregor is nothing to me anymore.
Khabib Nurmagomedov broke Conor McGregor.
Pretty close. That's pretty damn close.
broke Conor. What is it? Nurmagomedov?
No.
Khabib Nurmagomedov. Is that not it? How do you say it? Khabib?
Schottenheimer.
Khabib Chaplin? How do you say it?
Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov? Dr. Agamemnon from Sonic?
Hey, I saw that. Apparently they're setting up a 4th one.
Wow.
I'm such a bad Sonic fan because I had a Sega Genesis growing up. I played Sonic till my eyes bled. Sonic Spinball. You ever play that?
I played Monkey Ball.
The one where you get the Sonic and Knuckles game, you could put Sonic 2 into the top of it and play with Knuckles in the old Sonic game. God, I love that. I gotta get my Genesis.
So it's not Nurmagomedon.
No, it's Khabib.
Khabib, I got
Technically,
that
it's like Habib. Like, they don't say the kid. But it's Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov?
Nurmagomedov.
Khabib
Nurmagomedov. Just say it like 4 times fast. No, Khabib, I mean, he did. Like, and there's stories about Khabib. Like, when he fought, was it Justin Gaethje?
Yeah.
Or Dustin Poirier, he put him in a different choke so he didn't hurt him in front of his family. He got Conor McGregor in there and goes, I want to hurt this guy.
Yeah, no, he hated him.
And the thing is, Conor McGregor, when he was good, I'm not saying that his knockout of Aldo was not one of the most shocking moments and one of the biggest fights in UFC history. And then he turned tail, turned coat, and he's an a-hole. Okay, that's fine. Him in that press conference where, who's that guy? I loved it. It was great. It's over. It's done. You cannot be an a-hole and also be a bad fighter. Go see Colby Covington, who got his ass kicked this past weekend, coming out with Hulk Hogan and everything. You can be that a-hole to sell tickets and be that, but only when you can back it up. Conor McGregor is broken. He is a shell, and he'll fight in the UFC again, but I won't care. That was the biggest, that's the number 1 selling fight of all time for the UFC was when Khabib fought Conor McGregor. You can't replicate that. I think he still has like 3 of the top 6 or 3 of the top 5 highest selling fights. That is over. And I think as soon as Dana realizes that, then they'll just move off of this and try to recreate. Again, there'll be another Conor McGregor. I do not care in the least that he's going to fight one of the Paul brothers in India. And people that watch it, whatever. You spend your money however you want. I really do not understand that in the least. But yeah, thanks for bringing that.
Didn't it feel like at one point, like the newer version of Conor McGregor was going to be like Sean O'Malley?
It was, and then what happened to Sean O'Malley?
Yeah.
He lost, and Sean O'Malley wasn't quite the jerk that Conor McGregor was. And then you've got like John Jones, who's just not a good person, but he doesn't really talk a lot of crap. I get the fight game, you promote it, you want guys that talk a lot of smack and you promote it. Like Sean Strickland. I hate Sean Strickland too. He's fighting Drekus. I'll watch that fight and I hope Drekus knocks him out. Like that, there is those elements to the fight. But yeah, the UFC made a lot of money off Conor McGregor. I just don't know if that well is dried up. You're done. You're done with Conor McGregor. He obviously doesn't want to come back. And maybe there are people out there that are just uber Conor McGregor fans that are still going to watch. I really do not understand.
I got a buddy. He's obsessed with him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get it, but each their own.
All right, those are my stories, man.
All right. Squirrel and raccoon. So Xavier Legette, who plays for the Panthers, comes out and he says he eats raccoon. He likes raccoon. Jerry Jones, Cowboys owner, asked this morning, I've eaten a lot of raccoon. The answer is yes. It's not uncommon at all. But one of my favorites is squirrel. It's wonderful. We have all our favorite pieces. My mom and I would even ask for the brain of the squirrel. It's delicious. Seriously. Listen, I grew up in a bit of a rural setting. My brothers go hunting, pheasant and deer. We harvested some good deer this year, and there's smokies and jerkies in my house that I love to eat. I don't know about squirrel and raccoon. There's a fine line there for me.
Yeah, I'll pass on
What's
that.
the craziest thing you think you've ever eaten?
I mean, not really anything. Like, not that I would label that.
I had to eat cat food on the air one time. I did that.
We've all tried.
And you end up eating it when you're a kid walking around. Like, I've had frog legs. Not really quite my thing. Like, would you ever eat the puffer fish or the cuttlefish where if it's like, it's not prepared right, you're gonna die? Like, no,
Absolutely
I'm good.
not.
I'm good.
Absolutely not.
I'm good. I'm out. I'm out. This is also another really random thing from Evan Cohen, who hosts the morning show on ESPN. Have you ever eaten moldy bread? I said, of course you have. Just pick off the moldy parts. Like, we've all been there before. Para, I once ate moldy bread, not realizing it was midterms week in my college. I threw up halfway through my first test. I had to cancel the rest of the day.
Dude.
Yeah, I can't eat the moldy parts, but I just pick it off. So
listen
what?
to this. Listen to this story. So I went to Florida with my buddies. This is a couple years ago, and one morning my buddy was like super sick, like head in the toilet, and we're like, dude, you didn't even drink that much. And I mean, he was down so bad. I'm like, oh my god, does this dude have alcohol poisoning?
Yeah.
And he could barely speak. And we're like, what is going on? What is going on? He didn't even drink that much. He finally gets healthy. He tells us, Oh, dude, I think it was. I ate a moldy edible. I didn't want to waste it.
Oh yeah. Like what?
Are you kidding me? What a jackass.
Yeah, and there's, you get the expiration dates on some stuff. You're like eggs and milk and things like that. You get a little dicey, but you're like, yeah. I mean, we've all pushed the envelope at some point or another, but it is. All right, the other story I wanted to bring up. There was a sports analytic guru who ran statistics and asked if a mediocre golfer could win the Masters if they started every hole on the green. So imagine Ryan and I get invited down to Augusta and they put a ball on the green every single hole. Would we win the Masters? And I'm talking about, like, it's not like you're sitting 2 on a par 5. Like, your shot, like, your first putt is 1 on the greens at Augusta.
Well, those are some tough greens, but
that's the whole reason they brought it up. So Stagner, this guy that did it, Lou Stagner, ran the stats. He said putts would range between 55 and 123 feet. So I'm assuming that it's like, it's not next to the hole. You just put it on the front of the green. Sure. Okay. What score to par do you think his statistical analysis came up with? Of you and me go to Augusta, they put the ball on the front of the green as our first shot. Our first putt is 1. What do you think that you and I would shoot under par?
In a full round of 18?
Full round of 18. Oh, wait.
Like 50, 57? 56?
72. I think this is 72. Yes, of the tournament. 4 days of the tournament.
Oh. Well, I can't do math. 1 day, I'd say 56. So multiply that by what? 4?
What are you talking about? You'd shoot a 56.
I mean, I wouldn't, but I know people, if they started on the green.
All right, it's a par 72. Let's say you shot 56. You'd be 16 under for 1 round. So times that by 4. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
That'd be 64 under.
I mean, that's insane.
That's not quite what it is. He said the average person would shoot a 36 under, which would break the tournament record. Dustin Johnson shot a 20 under in the COVID.
Yes, it'd kill it.
So, but again, like, think about that. You're still just on the green.
No, trust me. Yeah,
like, that's how crazy it is.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm awful at golf, but I know buddies that can.
He says the Masters, and they cribbed from scores posted by amateurs who played at Augusta National, trying to see how they fared on the course's green. He discovered there's a fairly mixed bag of amateurs at Augusta. Ultimately decided to operate under the assumption the average golfer would lose 10 strokes around just on the green.
Yeah.
10 strokes. You and I go play a Muni course over here. We go to Augusta. We're shooting 10 over just on the greens of how tough it is.
Oh, yeah.
But he says that his numbers came up that an amateur just starting on the greens would shoot 36 under. So I think that's crazy as well, that Dustin Johnson, playing every other shot, was only 16 shots behind, and Tiger Woods and Jordan Spieth shot 18 under, which was the prior record.
Well, that's why they're millionaires and we're not.
That's why they're really that good at the game. Augusta's set up for a lefty.
Is it?
It's much better for. That's why Bubba Watson and Phil Mickelson, Mike Weir. It's better for lefties. My son likes to swing the golf club left-handed. That's my only chance.
Wouldn't that be something?
That is my only chance to get to Augusta. My kid plays golf, and he gets to be that good. But yes, they notoriously that it is set up for lefties. To do better at Augusta just from some of the shots that you got.
Very interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there it is. All right, speaking of shots, we got to take a shot. Let's go.
Yeah, you ready, man?
Yeah, big day for us. Tuesday's always a pivotal day for us. Those freaking Commanders. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, no. I don't like that.
No.
I don't like it.
No, we might be chilling.
Go. All right, 50 sacks got to be Ryan Kerrigan.
We might be chilling. Are you sure it's a lot for a linebacker?
Yeah, but he was an edge guy. Like, he was like TJ Watt linebacker. Like, he was a pass rusher.
All right.
Gotta be Ryan Kerrigan. Okay. I didn't have another answer, so that's what it had to be. All right.
Jets, I'm assuming Quinnen's there.
Well, Mark Gastineau is in the news, so it had to have been him.
Are you sure?
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah. He had 20-some in his season. We always say Calais Campbell, yeah. I mean, I would assume Josh Hines Allen, maybe? That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Washington, San Francisco.
Chase Young.
Did Andy Dalton play in Washington?
No.
Like any of the Ocho Cincos of the world?
No, and I was thinking like an Ohio State DB, but they were all in Cincinnati.
Okay, Washington RG3, Carson Wentz, Marcus Mariota.
It's not
Alex
Adrian
Smith.
Peterson. And I'm just trying to think running backs, wide receivers.
Just come back.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. All right, open things up here.
San Francisco and the Jets.
It's not Brian Hoyer. Tyrod Taylor was never in San Francisco.
Mark Sanchez. Did
No.
he ever play in San Fran? That would be Sam Darnold.
That would be Sam Darnold.
He played in 49. Yeah.
Yeah.
He played a game, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Deshaun Gibson.
The Jags 49ers.
Yep. Former Cleveland Brown. Deshaun, T8, yeah. Deshaun, yep. Nice. Nice. All right.
Bengals Jets.
There's something stinking here.
Oh. CJ Uzama.
Okay. Not what I was thinking, but you're 100% correct. Jacksonville.
There's some.
I know. It's not Blake Bortles.
Marvin Jones.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yep. Marvin Jones. Okay. All right.
Boomer Esiason. Did he ever go anywhere?
No. You want to know what I think is stinking here? I think it's a kicker. I don't know why.
Is it Fat Randy?
I don't think so.
Did he take in Washington?
No, but something is speaking to me here. Is it not Ryan Fitzpatrick? Did he play in Cincinnati? I want to say he did.
I think he did.
I think he did too.
He did.
We have time. We don't need to rush it, but I think it's Fitzpatrick.
No, I'm almost positive.
All right, it's Fitzpatrick.
I think.
I think so too. Nice. Oh, Frank Gore. Yeah, Alex Smith. Nice. Yeah, but look at Boomer. Look at Boomer Esiason right there for you. Nice pull. Nice pull. All right, nice and easy and done for us. That's how I love to do it. Here we are. All right, so let's catch our final break. We come back. We'll jump in a little bit of time hop. Got a few other things I want to wrap up, including our 2 for Tuesday. Dive back into the Browns. Got it all for you. Stay with us.
The Big Play Sports Network. Download the free app today to watch all of your favorite hosts on demand.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage beer. Beer flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like. I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer flavored beer.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
I would like to see the Guardians re-sign Shane Bieber. I think he'd give them a franchise-friendly contract because his market value has diminished so much following the surgery. He's not going to be able to demand the kind of money on the free agent market that he would have before the injury. So I'd like to see us keep him, even if he's not ready to start the regular season. Be a couple of months in. I'd like to see us keep Matthew Boyd. veteran presence. Did a fabulous job for us. Great pickup by Antonetti and Chernoff.
Pretty jam-packed time up to get here on the 17th of December. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. You can catch it on YouTube, Big Play. We're also on Twitter at Matt Fontana Show. So run through that. I want to get my wagers in for the match tonight. That showdown, that golfing thing is tonight. I'm going to place a wager there, of course, on Team PGA Tour. Let's go. Get that. And we got to fill the bracket out there.
Oh,
and we got to do that. So we're going to spend some time on that. So let's run on through it. Let's head on back. 17th of December. 1 year ago today, Browns beat the Bears 20-17. Joe Flacco, 2 touchdowns with 3 interceptions, 374 yards. Browns scored 13 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. They improved to 9-5 on the year. That was a game they had Justin Fields running for his life.
That was the game that I saw Joe Flacco throw one of the most beautiful balls to Amari Cooper I have ever seen in my life.
Oh, that's right. The defender underneath and over top, that was that game. That's right. That was 1 year ago today. With the Browns beating the Bears. 2 years ago today on a Saturday, Browns beat the Ravens 13-3. Tyler Huntley had the start for Baltimore. That's why they were bad. Nick Chubb surpassed 6,000 career rushing yards, and that was Deshaun Watson's first home win.
That's Pro Bowl Snoop Huntley, too?
That is, I'm sorry, Pro Bowl Snoop Huntley to everybody out there. That was Deshaun's first home win. He only threw 1 touchdown pass. We beat the Ravens this day, 2022. This day, 2021, the NFL announced that they'd be moving back the Browns-Raiders game from Saturday to Monday due to COVID. The Browns had 8 players on the COVID list, and they were saying they weren't going to have enough to play the game, so they ended up moving it back. COVID was a crazy time.
I believe they were, that game, they were, what year was that, 2020?
2021.
They were without OBJ or without Jarvis.
Yeah. Case Keenum, they had just gotten this guy off the list, but then this guy goes back on the list, the updated protocols, all that. This day, 2021. I did a bit where I fired myself as the general manager of my own fantasy team. I did it this day, 2022. I had a press conference. I had people come in and ask me questions. Because the whole reason I did it was, don't you laugh when owners get up there to announce they fired a coach? They say the same thing. Oh, we appreciate him for a lot of his time and his ethic and his impact on his team, and we're going to do an expansive search to find the next coach to return our team to win. It was just a joke of all the firing press conferences are the same lines over and over.
Or if you're the Saints, you say he'll be dearly missed.
We dearly missed. We love you. We're going to dearly miss you. Stuff like that. I just think it was always funny, so that's what I did. Browns fall to the Ravens this day, 2017. You knew how it would go. 24-10. Browns fall to 0-14 on the season. Deshaun Kaiser threw 2 interceptions this day, 2017. Do you remember when LeBron James barreled over Jason Day's wife?
I don't, but I've heard about it.
It happened this day, 2015. So Jason Day and his wife sitting courtside, because she's from Cleveland, sitting courtside in a Cavs game. LeBron goes to get a loose ball, and his shoulder went straight into her sternum. Knocked her over. They had to stop the game because they had to stretcher her out. And, that could happen to anybody. And then they find out, they're like, oh, my God, that was Ellie Day, Jason Day's wife. Jason Day's sitting right there. Then the question is, do you go with your wife to the hospital or do you sit at the game and finish it out? He went to the hospital.
That's prime Bron. I'm sitting in the stands.
I know. He was courtside. Can't give those seats up, but that happened this day, 2015. Indians also signed legend Rajay Davis to a contract this day, 2015. Still one of the most electric home runs that we've ever seen. Didn't happen. Didn't come out the way we wanted, but it all kind of worked. One of the worst trades in NBA history happened this day, 2004.
2004.
You want to try to guess?
I probably won't.
Okay. Vince Carter gets traded from the Raptors to the New Jersey Nets. They get Alonzo Mourning Eric Williams, Aaron Williams, and 2 first-round picks back for Vinsanity. It goes down as one of the worst trades in NBA history after Mid-State 2004. People passing away, I usually don't like to do, but this is a big one. Otto Graham passed away this day 2003. So obviously one of the best players to ever play for the Cleveland Browns this day 2003. This day 1995, the Browns play their final game at Municipal Stadium. They beat the Bengals 26-10. Vinny Testaverde had 2 touchdowns. Ernest Biner ran for 121 yards. People were ripping seats out. The pictures of Steve Everett saying goodbye to everybody. Obviously, I wasn't there, but quite a scene this day, 1995. This day, 1991, the Cavs beat the Heat 148-80.
Jesus
for the largest NBA win in history at the time. That was a 68-point victory. It was surpassed when the Grizzlies beat the Thunder by 73 back in 2021. Yeah. Back in 2021. That is the new record. Wilbur and Orville Wright took flight this day, 1903 in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Their flight lasted 12 seconds. They went 120 feet in the air in their glider. Where would we be today? I think about that because obviously where I live, like planes are going over my house all the time. It's just crazy to look up, like think about how fast they're going, how many people are on it. And it's like,
wait till we get UFOs access to them.
What's up with that drone stuff? What's going on? They were down in Dayton over the weekend.
I mean, what do you expect? They're among us.
Are they, though? Is that how they're going to introduce themselves, though? Drones? Or is it just a bunch of people that want to screw with,
I don't know.
I really do not think there's aliens. I really don't.
In general?
Yeah, I don't think there's complex
you are
life.
smoking
Dude,
crack.
you listen to like Brian Cox
You
and Neil
probably think
deGrasse
Deshaun
Tyson.
Watson is going to be our franchise quarterback,
I don't
too.
think that. I think he might.
Wow.
He's going to be here. Like, when you hear these astrophysicists explain
Matthew.
how, like, just the massive amount of things that had to have happened to even get single-cell organisms on this planet, you needed the stars to align. You needed this perfect cosmic event to happen to lead us. You needed the water. You needed a stable planet. You needed all this to just happen to create, like, and again, if you believe in God, that's great and all that, but like, I don't think they're out there. I really don't.
That's crazy.
I don't. I know they space is ever expanding, and it's weird to think about. And that's why I like listening to the astrophysicists like Brian Cox and Neil deGrasse Tyson, because they can explain it to idiots like me. They make it easy for you to understand what's going on, but it's all theories, right? All they have is theories on what a black hole is, or
bro, they got aliens here.
I don't think so.
Yes,
I really
do.
don't.
Yes, they
I
do.
really don't think so.
Oh, you know how many whistleblowers and shit there is?
I mean, I know that they go to Area 51, and trust me, I've listened to the Bob Lazar podcast, and you want to believe.
That's your worst take in the history of the show.
Really? It's been,
Yeah.
Well, we might have to recap that here coming up soon. We might have to do that here, moments and worst takes. But I don't know. And we also have to remember this. Like, do you ever hear that example of like, if the entire, time of the Earth was 24 hours, dinosaurs don't show up until like 11:58 p.m. and humans don't show up until like 12 or 11:59:47 or something like that.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
It's nuts.
Like, it's been around for so. Again, how have they not shown up? I think the craziest thing to try when you hear astrophysicists talk about time and what time is and bending it or light speed or just, it makes your brain hurt when you really think about it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And we're just here, but like, I don't think so, because there would be, I think, tangible examples of it.
There are.
What, UFOs?
I don't have them, but yes, there are.
Do they have an alien body?
The government certainly does.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. It's confirmed.
How?
Go listen to Billy Carson. Go listen to Stephen Greer. Go listen to who else? Like, these are. I don't have time to explain it, but like,
I know this is kind of your thing. We got into the pyramid discussion a while ago. Yeah, I get it. I'd love to be proven right or wrong on this. I would just love to know one way or the other, but we don't. All right, very happy birthday goes out to Michelle Tafoya, former Browns punter Scott Player. He was the guy that had the last single bar with the mustache. You ever see that guy with the mustache?
Yes, I have.
That's Scott Player. Josh Barfield, Manny Pacquiao, J.K. Dobbins, Duff Goldman, Mila Jovovich, Eugene Levy, Giovanni Ribisi, Sarah Paulson, and Bill Pullman, all celebrating birthdays today. All right, 2 movies and a television show for you today. We start with a movie this day, 2008. This has to do with a guy that has a bit of a renaissance.
Wait, I'm sorry, television show?
No, this is a movie. Did I say TV? Sorry, movie. It starts with a guy that has a bit of a resurgence, okay? He's a bank loan officer going through a divorce and an increasingly negative outlook on life until he attends a motivational seminar, which changes his outlook on things.
Oh, man. Is it Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Then, okay, I can, like, picture the movie.
Yeah.
It's, like, Almighty something? Is that
No,
it?
and it's not Bruce Almighty.
Is that Adam... Is that Steve Carell?
Yeah, he's the guy that plays it in Bruce Almighty, and then he becomes Evan
I
Almighty.
can picture the movie, and I can picture Jim Carrey.
Yeah, because Zooey Deschanel is in it.
But the name is what's fleeting.
He's like, I got a Red Bull. I really like Red Bull. You should go get some Red Bull. He's talking to the guy that's going to jump, and he sings him Third Eye Blind.
I mean...
Jumper.
Is Steve...
Step back from that ledge.
Walter Mitty, is that also Steve Carell?
No, that is Ben Stiller.
Oh. Okay.
That's Ben Stiller, which is also very good.
I might not be able to get the name of this.
You probably... I mean, Yes Man. Remember, he goes and, like, he can't say no to anything.
Oh.
Yeah, you might have been thinking of a different movie.
I was.
This is Yes Man, where like
Yeah.
I remember his boss, I think Reese Darby plays his boss, and he's hilarious, and he's like giving him the thumbs up, and he goes to the Dungeons and Dragons party or whatever, but he meets Zooey Deschanel, and his whole thing is he can't say no to anything. So he starts handing out all these bank loans, and then they find out, hey, all these people actually paid their loans back, and like just the whole change of his life going to becoming a yes man. In her sports photography class and all that kind of stuff. So Yes Man, this day 2008. All right, this day 1993. Film. We've talked about this movie before. It's not like on one of our biggest one. It was actually in a bracket that we did not too long ago about a particular actor.
1993. Was that actor Leo?
Yeah.
1993 Leo film. He was very young.
Correct.
But was he that young where it was What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
That is correct. 25-year-old Gilbert, grocery store clerk, caring for his mother and his younger brother Arnie, played by Leo DiCaprio. That is correct. All right, final one this day, 1989, a television show that was just in our bracket. The best animated series of all time.
What year?
89.
Too early for Family Guy.
Yes.
Too late for The Simpsons?
It was not, because it was The Simpsons in 1989. I'm assuming still going strong. I never really watched The Simpsons.
Yeah, it's still going.
Okay, complete side note. TV is so weird to me anyway. You know, so I'm sitting down, I'm watching. It had to have been the Monday night game, right? And there's a series that they were promoting. Oh, God, I'm not bad marketing because I can't even remember. And it was like all these star people on this television show. And I was like, I'll probably never watch that.
And it was animated?
No. It was, oh my God, new show coming.
Was it like with John Lithgow and Jeff Bridges?
No. Was it Dr. Odyssey?
Never heard of it.
No, it's like, it's new. It's just coming out. Like, Grey's Anatomy. Like, you know, there's some that you get. Like, Grey's Anatomy obviously is huge and all that.
Never heard of it.
That's what I'm saying. Because, like, the only thing I was going to bring up is, like, so many of these shows, you see a promo for it, and you're like, haven't watched. But then, like, The Simpsons have been on for 25 years.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever. Hang on.
Do you remember any of the actors?
There was like really famous actors.
And it was a TV show.
Yeah. It was not Dr. Odyssey.
Like,
was it High Potential?
Can you name an actor?
No, I got to see it. I can't remember. Nope, wasn't that either. 911, I know that show. Oh, you want to know what? You want to know if I'm screwing up? I think it's like next fall. That's it. Tim Allen. That was it. It was a Tim Allen. He plays Kat Dennings' dad. Sean William Scott is in it. And they're like, they run a chop shop or something. But it's like, that was it. That was the promo for it. Exactly what it was. Shifting Gears. That's what it was called.
Kat Dennings. Thor? Right?
Yeah, and then she was in that Two Broke Girls show. Yeah, that's what I remember from that. But it's like, I get it, because they're all trying to did they think that when they started Breaking Bad? You know, do you think that when they started some of these TV shows? It's just the rate of misses has got to be insane. You know, you have ones that stand the test of time, and people love, but like, I'm sitting down to watch it. I finally finished The Penguin. Oh, boy.
2 more episodes.
Ooh, buddy, wait for it. Wait for it. But it's like, I'm going to sit down and watch that. Tonight, if I had to pick a television show to watch, I'm probably watching something I've already watched. Like, I'll pull up Parks and Rec again. Or
I forget if I asked you this. Have you watched Prison Break?
No.
Oh my God. Season 1 is.
Well, they're coming back with that. Did you see that?
Yeah, but it's probably going to be.
It's probably going to be ass. That new Dexter series.
Yeah,
I love Dexter. I'm not
course.
watching that. I'm not watching that. I just won't. Like, all they can do is and just all these other shows that, you know, you probably will never watch. 2025 ABC Network. The Bachelor, Extreme Makeover Home Edition, Will Trent, The Rookie, High Potential, Abbott Elementary.
Should I go on The Bachelorette?
Sure.
You think they'd accept me?
Yeah, you got to go through the got to go through the casting call. Shark Tank is still on TV. Here's ABC's mid-season premieres. New and returning shows for 2025. The Bachelor, Extreme Makeover Home Edition, Will Trent, The Rookie, High Potential, Abbott Elementary, Shifting Gears, that new one I was telling you about, Celebrity Jeopardy, 911, Dr. Odyssey, Grey's Anatomy, Shark Tank, What Would You Do, America's Funniest Home Videos, American Idol, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, and The Connors. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't watch.
I'm about to cut YouTube TV. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Because they're jacking their price up again. The only question is, do I pay for Paramount Plus to be able to watch foot? The only thing I'd be missing is Fox. Which is why I need that freaking sports thing to take off. Because I don't have any way to watch football games
Just
on
buy
Fox.
like a $25 jailbroke.
I know. Everybody tells me that. I got it. I don't want to do that. I have friends that have them. I could easily get one. But I guess I'm just stuck in the weeds. I don't want to be breaking any laws. All right, want to get your bet in for tonight? Do you even care about this match tonight?
Who?
Scotty and Rory versus Bryson and Brooks Koepka.
Wait, Scotty and
Rory. Because Bryson body bagged Rory yesterday. Did you see that clip? So they're on the range. They're all mic'd up, like doing a promotional thing.
Bryson and who?
Brooks Koepka.
Oh, that's good.
I gotta find.
I mean, how do you bet against Scotty and Rory?
That's what I'm saying.
Is it like a scramble?
No, I gotta pull this up. They each 6 holes is something different. Hand format. All right, 18 holes. It's on TNT Max. It's in Vegas. Okay. $10 million. Okay, here it is. The first 6 holes are played as 4 balls. So that means each player uses their own ball. The teammate with the lower score wins the hole or halves it, okay? Then the next 6 are foursomes. Each team only plays 1 ball, but you have to alternate shots, and you got to switch who tees off. Then the final 6 holes are 2 singles matches. So it'll be like Bryson versus Rory and Scotty versus Brooks. The team with the most combined points wins. I actually kind of like that. I think that's pretty cool. So the first one is everybody plays their own ball. You count the same score. Next 6, you and your partner alternate. And then the final 6, it's you versus one other guy on the other side.
Okay.
And then the other 2. The odds were favored, by the way, for the live guys. At least what I saw. Hey, wait. Why can't I? I love you, Bet 365. I ain't going anywhere. Why can't I find this? Do they really not have betting on this? I'm on all sports, and I go to golf. The After Asia Emeritus Open.
Wait, how did DeChambeau body bag Rory?
So Rory was giving him crap about, beating him in the U.S. Open, and Bryson just turns to him and he goes, "You have no one to blame but yourself," because he missed the putt.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Which is pretty funny. What is this? I got the Masters, which is fun. PGA Championship, U.S. Open, Ryder Cup, Solheim Cup. What? Why can't I bet on this? I'm under specials. The Showdown, where is it? They don't even have it here. Can I bet it? Where can you bet this?
Probably Bovada.
You can do anything on Bovada.
Ipe Mezahari.
Who's that?
Shohei's interpreter.
Oh, yeah.
Jonte Porter.
Actually, Scheffler and McIlroy are minus 165 favorites, according to this morning. Minus 156. 165. 156. I got to find this. I want to bet this. They got to have it somewhere. Betting line? What? I'll figure it out after. We don't have time. We got to fill the bracket out.
I was just thinking of that.
Go.
All right,
Get
well,
it.
hold up.
All right, best Christmas movie of all time. I'm going to Google it so we have the list. Okay. Oh, this is Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. All right. They have Edward Scissorhands on here as a Christmas movie. I mean, it kind of is. So is Batman Returns, and so is Lethal Weapon. Die Hard will be making this bracket.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
That's my entry. You can't take it away. You can't take it away. It doesn't have to be number 1 seed, but it's got to be in there. Okay.
Whatever, dude.
Well, I'm just saying. It's a Christmas movie.
Dude.
All right. You ready?
Yeah. Well, let me pull it up
All
so
right,
the
go.
people at home.
There we go.
All right. Whatever. Good enough. All right.
Good enough. Close enough. All right. Number 1 seed, Elf. Home Alone.
Why do people love Elf?
I don't. I'm just telling you. It just is what it is.
All right.
Um,
I'm not a Christmas movie guy.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation has got to be a number 1 seed. Do you want to put Christmas Story as a number 1 seed?
I mean, no, not really, but like I will.
Okay. Put it as a number 1 seed.
Okay.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Wait, what Christmas
Do a Christmas Story.
Christmas story.
I'm with you. I it's not really my cup of tea either, but that's fine. Then Miracle on 34th Street. Make that a 2 seed somewhere.
Miracle on 34th Street?
Correct.
I'm just putting Miracle on 34th.
Yeah. Then A Christmas Carol.
Is that Mr. Scrooge?
Yes.
Ebenezer?
Ebenezer Scrooge. Die Hard
Whatever.
has got to be a 2 seed.
Then I'm putting it with Christmas Vacation.
That's fine.
It's going to get schlacked.
Yep. Then you got to go Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay.
Do you want to put the Santa Claus in here?
Sure.
Okay. Charlie Brown Christmas.
So I'm just putting Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to put 4 Christmases?
That's a good movie.
Do you want to put Love Actually?
Christmases.
4 Christmases.
How you spell Christmas?
Yes. Like there, and then ES. 4 Christmases.
That doesn't look right.
It probably isn't. I don't know. We'll figure it
Okay.
out later. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's got to be like, if you want to do Jim Carrey, you want to do the animated one. I don't care.
I'm just putting Grinch.
Okay, Grinch. Do you want to put Love Actually in there?
Never seen it? Sure.
Okay. A White Christmas.
What is that?
Jingle All the Way. Put White Christmas there. I feel like we're missing a really old school one. Oh my God, we forgot It's a Wonderful Life. That's it. I knew we were missing one.
Does that like have to be high?
Yeah, that's got to be. Just put it in. That's fine. It doesn't matter. The seating really doesn't matter. Put it there.
What's it called?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And then we need one more.
Let me see what we got here. Grinch Rudolph. Four Christmases, Die Hard, White Christmas, Charlie Brown. I know we're. There's a guy. I should have put this out. Scrooged.
Scrooged, The Family Man.
No.
It's a Wonderful
Jingle
Life.
All the Way.
Glenn is saying Scrooged.
Okay.
And The Family Man.
Scrooge.
Marshall said a Christmas Story.
Christmas Story's in.
Hey, it's in there, Marshall.
Yeah,
Chill.
yeah, it's in there. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, he retracted his comment.
That's all good. I think that's most of them.
Well, we need one more.
Christmas with the Cranks.
Do we just do Scrooged?
Yeah,
oh,
you
weird
can't-
if Christmas Carol, though. Is that kind of...
It's kind of the same thing, but it's
What about
not.
Deck the Halls?
No.
Oh, my suggestions are just stupid.
No. What? Yeah, Frosty. That's the only Deck the Halls. You mentioned that one. It's up to you.
All right, well,
You have your selection, so you can put in whatever you want.
then I'm going to put... I don't know. I don't like Christmas movies.
Christmas Story should be number 1 seed from Mike. Yeah, that's definitely it. Yeah. Again, unfortunately, yeah. No, Christmas Story is number 1.
What about the Terrifier Christmas edition?
No, stop that. We're not putting Black Christmas in there either. It's a horror movie set around Christmas. By the way, one of the few movies I ever walked out of was the remake of Black Christmas.
So what am I putting, Matt?
Whatever you want. You get a final vote. You can put whatever you want in there.
All right, well, I want to appease...
No, don't appease anybody. Do what you. What do you want to put in there?
Scrooged. We're
Scrooged
going 2
it.
for Scrooge.
That's
so-
fine. That's fine.
All right,
That's
well,
fine.
What are you voting for?
Group 1, Elf, and Group 2,
I'm not voting
Home
for
Alone.
Elf. I'm
Home Alone.
not voting for Elf. That
Why?
will not get my vote.
All right, fine.
I will
Just
go the Santa Claus and Home
hater.
Alone.
Done and done. All right, appreciate your support. Appreciate you joining us today. We're back tomorrow for a Wednesday edition. Do not forget tonight, Josh Marie Cribbs with the return. I think we have a special edition at Hanford coming out tonight as well, so we'll talk about that. And, of course, Enter the Jungle with James Rapine and crew. Get on the Big Play app. Go check us out on YouTube. We're also up on Twitter as well. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.